Hello, hello, hello. Looks like my mic's good. Zealot, would you say something for our fine audience at home?
Hello, hello, hello. Looks like I'm good on my
Excellent.
side too.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Hi everyone. We're the tier listing duo that needs no introduction by this point. You know what it's all about. It's either randomizer stuff or tier lists. Today we're doing a tier list. Zealotjohn, what are we doing today?
General power scaling tier list, making you decide how strong you believe characters are based on what information we have on them. And
Who is the most powerful? Who is the weakest? We are here to definitively, and I say definitively because objectively our opinions are 110% correct. Anything else different is completely wrong. Um, Not really, but you know what? I feel like, being a little cocky because I'm on a good upswing as far as my mental health goes. So, I love it. I love the confidence I'm having, so I'm going to swing with it. Even if when we post this on YouTube, there's going to be a torrent of fucking negative comments. Anyway, um, so just looking through this list right off the bat, I do see some recognizable faces, but I also see an equal number of faces that I don't recognize, so I'm very excited. Um, let's just start off the bat here with this color-coded group of individuals. What do we got here?
okay, that is 1010, literally spelt 1010, and it is
Okay.
a robot boy band.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna preemptively say they're already a B tier because as we all know, boy bands, have absurd amounts of power. That's just the way that boy bands are, objectively. So, we're already starting strong.
Yep, and they actually are a military grade boy band.
Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting.
Yeah, like
And I'm just
yeah, they've actually been to war.
That's crazy. Boy band goes to war.
Yeah, and they won.
Dude, imagine the number of conflicts we could have resolved had we just sent NSYNC overseas. Like, imagine that.
Yeah, yeah. So primarily, the main power set is there. There is only five of them at a given time, but there's a factory that can literally, like a giant flying mobile factory that can just crap a new one out as soon as one of them breaks or dies.
Okay.
And we're talking
So
about
we got
like
a bit
it
of
kind of poops them out like at a moment's notice.
okay. Interesting. All right.
And three
We're
notable things about them is they're powered by the devotion of their fans,
okay.
which is also terrifying because they're based on Korean boy bands.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Two, they have essentially an impenetrable barrier that they can deploy around themselves. With the only thing
Okay.
that is known to be able to damage or pierce the shield is a laser that they're equipped with that they basically can just shoot out of their finger.
Interesting. Okay.
Like the only way
Okay.
you actually beat them is literally deflecting the laser back at them.
Okay. I mean, it's not necessarily impossible. Like, if cartoon logic has taught me anything, I just need a really big fucking mirror, and we can solve that issue.
Well, for some
Um,
reason, these lasers can be like reflected back with blunt force, with just blunt force by just hitting it back with like a baseball bat.
oh yeah, then if that's the case, then yeah, fuck. I know I said that they're B tier just because they're a boy band, but the fact that you can dispel that laser with kinetic energy of all things, I gotta
Well, you're
put him
not
C tier.
dispelling the
Like,
energy; you're literally redirecting it.
right, right, that's what I mean. Sorry. Poor choice of words. The fact that you can redirect it with a simple kinetic energy, and it's the only thing that can breach the shield. I mean, it's
I mean, it kind of has to
I don't know.
be able to breach the shield if they're shooting it from inside the shield.
Yeah, yeah. Which just goes to further show you that it's not the best shield in, like fictitious settings because a lot of energy shields typically will allow projectiles out, but they typically won't let projectiles in. So the fact that that's the only reason that they can fire from the shield is because of that. Yeah, I gotta label them C tier. They're not D tier, um, but definitely, they started strong and then they kind of crashed. They kind of nosedived real quick.
Yeah, one thing that also kind of makes it funny is that the way you end up beating them is you do enough damage to them where their faces get essentially damaged and it shows their real robotic form underneath. causes the fans to get scared of them, which causes them to essentially just self-destruct because they lost their fan devotion.
Yeah.
And then you have to fight the
Alrighty.
factory.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, who we got next?
New 13 from Blaze Blue.
Not familiar.
There is just so much of a fucking nightmare fully explaining how she functions.
Okay.
So, okay. So, backstory is New is an android based off of a person which was created to go in and interact and research the boundary, which is the space between dimensions kind of deal. And pretty
Okay.
much the space between dimensions, like all information but no physicality, so it's dangerous for organics.
Okay.
And just throwing this robot in there somehow gave her a soul.
Okay.
And she was even given a thing called an Ars Magus weapon, which is essentially using technology to create magic,
Okay.
which primarily gives her the floating swords behind her that she can either form into a blade, use multi blades, throw them around, whip them around, actually have self flight. Somehow, a form of immortality where if you kill her, she'll just eventually come back to life by crawling out of the boundary again.
Okay.
And also has something called I forgot what the specific wording they used. Phenomenon intervention immunity, where essentially if
Okay.
someone does some sort of time space fuckery, it will not affect her.
That's oddly specific.
There's a lot of time travel involved in the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
So essentially, she has resistance to essentially someone going back in time, preventing her from being created. Well,
Okay.
she's already been created, so fuck you, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so she's immune to time travel shenanigans, which in certain settings I could see that being a useful power. Um
And it should also be noted where this also goes a little bit further in this context for the series, as phenomenon intervention could also be used to manipulate someone's will to make decisions they normally would not make. So she's
okay.
essentially resistant or immune to someone essentially mind controlling her or manipulating
Okay.
her mentally.
So she does have a resistance to charm and mental domination effects. Okay. Interesting. Like the vibe I'm getting, right, is she has a lot of nifty powers. She does have a limited form of immortality, but it doesn't seem like it's over the top, if that makes sense. Like we're not talking about someone who could potentially destroy a planet, if that makes sense. We're talking about someone who could probably mow down a decent sized army. Am I getting that vibe right so far? In
Pretty
your opinion?
much, like she
Okay.
is the final boss of the first game,
Okay.
and
Okay.
her end goal is essentially to impale herself on a giant sword with the protagonist because she loves him so much.
Damn.
And that effectively would actually be the only way to permanently kill herself is if she dies along with the protag.
Damn. So she just wants to die? Damn.
No, she's just full yandere. That's it. That's all it is. But
Oh.
she only
Okay.
shows
Okay.
like any emotion when the protagonist is around. Otherwise, she's just emotionless robot.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's necessary. So my logic is right. I'm already looking at this list, and I can already tell that some of the people that I know off the top of my head would absolutely be A tier or potentially S tier. Like this is definitely B tier. I'm not quite getting the vibe of like A tier or even S tier. Like if this person could destroy a planet, like some of these people, I know that they can. That would be one thing. But like I said, it seems like they're definitely decent at mowing down like an army, as like some people. So I'd say a solid B tier, kind of in the middle.
Like
I think kind of a decent standard.
she might be able to end the planet on the right circumstances, but we don't know definitively. The entire story is so
But
like
is it specifically related to her? powers, or is it related to the setting more than? That's what I want to know.
That's kind of the issue. Like the setting dictates the powers as it's
Okay.
it like if I were to actually go into the story, like the actual plot of this game, we'd have to do another Warcraft style
Right,
slideshow
right, right.
series
I get you. I get
because
you. Okay,
the
okay.
amount of fucking time loops involved in this and the fact that no matter what if scenario there is out there, all of it's canon.
Gotcha. Okay.
We got
So
like
let me.
thousands upon thousands of time loops that we have information on that. Just oh my god.
So so I'm gonna ask you a question. To the best of your ability, answer either yes, no, or I don't know. If she were in any other setting, like if she were in Earth, would the most that be able to destroy you think would be an army, or could she do more than that?
She could easily do more than an army. Planet wise, I don't know, because one of the
Okay.
main issues with the setting is that the air got polluted with literal magic gas that she's able to pull
Right.
from. So it's not even
Okay.
certain if, and it's not even certain if she can survive without it. Because maybe she can, maybe she can't. That might be a specific time loop thing. There's just so many what
Okay.
ifs out there, and all of it counts.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. I get you.
Like we're looking
Well,
at
that's fair.
that Sunny in Philadelphia murder board bullshit kind of explanation
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
with the
I
mail.
get you. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I think leaving her at B tier is a solid. It's not a disservice to her because she definitely sounds like she's powerful, but it seems like there's several what ifs specifically related to her being in this setting. Whereas with the boy band, I'm still rating them C because you straight up said that, anybody with fists can deflect the only thing that they can shoot out of their barrier. So, anyway, what is this?
Another thing from Blaze Blue, the Black Beast, which is the initial setup for a lot of the time loop shenanigans.
Okay.
So, world is like essentially our world. Everything's seemingly normal, and then this fucker just comes out of nowhere.
Okay.
Pretty much turns the world on its head, destroyed multiple countries, goes on a rampage. Six legendary heroes can basically come out to fight it. It's a losing war.
Okay.
And then one dude comes out. All we know is that his name is Blood Edge. No other descriptor. He goes up, fights this thing, wounds it, causing it to take months to recover. And then they essentially prep and counterattack this thing. And essentially, this thing's corpse just oozes that magic gas that polluted the world, that made majority of the world uninhabitable by to essentially a majority of the world. We
Okay.
created biological weapons to fight this thing, and we were still losing. Nukes did nothing to this thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a lot of our conventional weaponry is useless to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like we actually had to
Interesting.
create magic from technology to hurt this thing.
Oh shit. Okay. So it's an innovation level threat, as
Yeah,
I like to call it. Okay. That's always a fun time. Okay. So definitely a little bit higher than B. Um, could this thing destroy a planet?
like given enough time, eventually, but if
But
anything,
we're
it's
not
just making
talking
the
like
at most it's making the planet inhabitable or not being able to have any living things on. It's not going to like atomize the
just
planet or anything.
physically destroy. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. So the way I'm thinking about it is in terms of the potential, I would say that, Looney Tunes level shenanigans or Planet Busters are for sure going to be S. Just like with a lot of like the power tier lists that we've done, I typically rate time-based abilities in S tier just because they're so difficult to deal with. So I think that's going to kind of be one of the big contenders here. Um, but yeah, I'd say that's a solid A tier threat because it definitely sounds like it's going to be a problem for the whole planet, but it's not like a situation where like it's like Vegeta or Cell where they could just point a finger and blow up the planet,
Yeah.
basically. So I'd feel confident in here. Um, my chat is bringing up one person in particular on this list, so I think we're going to break the rule about doing it in order. Um, several people in my chat, Austin and Daniel, are saying that Plankton is S tier. Um, so the first comment here is Plankton with no plot nerf is S tier. Um, you know what? I kind of got to go with that because the thing you got to keep in mind, right, is Plankton is written to lose. Like he's the bad guy, so he has to lose,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, he did get his own
But like,
movie.
yeah, he has his own movie. The man has made multiple supercomputers. The man has made technology to be able to shrink himself. Like, I can't argue with that.
He
Like,
actually made a device that just swapped him and Mr. Krabs' life.
yeah, no, exactly. And like again, I think his only flaws are that, he has to be written to lose because
The
he's in a
status
cartoon.
quo.
Like that's just the status quo. But like if we take him out of that, oh, this man's running the world in a week. I don't care what anyone says.
I
Man
mean,
has built supercomputers, robots. Man has. I'm pretty sure this man could build a nuke if he hasn't in the cartoon. I haven't seen all of SpongeBob or a
well, you
lot
can
of
even
it,
think
so I
about
don't
the
know what he does.
games.
Oh shit, you're right. I've never played any of the games
Because
either.
he literally made a giant robot army of the cast to fight the cast.
Oh wow. And Austin says in chat, he did take over Atlantis. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. Plankton is S tier. I think we'll just leave it at that. Um, yeah, I
Like,
think
there's
that's a
even
solid
some
choice for
cases he just
Plankton.
lost just because he just didn't want what he actually won.
Right? Like, it's crazy. Just how much of a powerhouse this man is, but he's written to lose.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. Now this is Hollow Knight, I think his name is.
Nope, that's actually just the Knight. Hollow Knight's a different
Okay.
character.
Okay. So I'm familiar a little bit with the game, but I know nothing of the lore of it.
Alright, because essentially they're all insect bugs, so they're little tiny little things.
Okay.
And the lore is one of those things of once you actually peek behind the curtains, it's much, much more terrifying than you actually think it would be.
Okay.
So essentially, a godlike being created the bugs, brought them into the world to essentially exist. The bugs eventually gained a consciousness, set off on their own. The god got pissed and created a plague that would bring them back into its hive mind. And the king
Okay.
of the bugs started creating the Hollow Knights, which are beings that are just empty, devoid of anything, with the sole purpose of once he created the perfect Hollow Knight to essentially trap and encase the god itself into that knight and then chain him up forever.
Okay.
So the Hollow Knight, which the game based off of, currently has the god tied up, and the knight, the what you play as, is basically doing its task to essentially either take its place or slay the god.
Okay. Interesting.
And
So this is a god killer.
yes,
Okay. Okay.
and just to add context, there are multiple endings to the game. So you could either trap the god within himself and trap itself in the cage, go and kill the god, or go into the god's domain. The god escapes and he faces the god in its domain and he still wins.
Oh yeah, that's an S tier threat easily. If he's a god killer, absolutely.
And that's on top of killing people or defeating beings who, not at their physical peak, but at their what they believe their mental soul state believes their absolute peak would be. So beyond what they actually could obtain.
And Daniel brings up a good point. A line that's very often used in a lot of good media. What is a god to a non-believer, essentially?
Yeah.
So, that definitely, yeah, S tier for sure. Even though I've never played the game, S tier for sure. Um, all right, who's this?
The Fairy King from Dark Cloud.
Not familiar with it.
Yeah, one of my childhood games.
Okay.
So the Fairy King essentially acts primarily as your tutorial, as when the big threat came around and went to destroy the world. He did what he could to prevent things from being destroyed.
Okay.
Like he could not fight back against the world destroying threat, but he was able to essentially encase things in these balls called atlas, which essentially are indestructible from all sources, both internal and external, and whatever gets put into it gets put into a stasis.
Okay.
Thing of it is, the world destroying threat was still blowing shit up, so all the atlas got scattered all over the place.
Okay.
And on top of that, only one precious stone is able to open the atlas, which is created once every 5,000 years. But conveniently, that stone got created shortly after the world-destroying threat thing happened,
Okay.
because plot convenience.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
So,
So,
so
hmm.
general abilities would be general magic powers, telepathy for communication, and the ability
Right.
to teleport himself and others. But monsters are able to block teleportation just so that you can't escape from combat.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Um, he's definitely not A tier. What I'm struggling with is like, are there better casters than him in this universe? Like,
Yes,
where does he rank as far as casters go?
like in general, he's more of a support being.
Okay.
Like we never see any other fairies. He's the only one we see.
Okay.
But there are other more powerful beings out there easily.
Okay. So he's not even the most powerful one in his universe. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, if he was, then there would be no story.
That is true. That is true. Um, to be honest, I don't necessarily think he's D tier because he doesn't sound horrible, right? But
Yeah.
he's definitely not B tier. Like, maybe low C tier?
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard because I just don't want to rank him at D tier because I'm sure that there are worse people on here, But
I mean,
I
there's
think for
easily
now
worse.
yeah, I'd say low to mid C tier for sure. So, all right, these guys I know are from Castle Crashers. These are the knights, or are they called Castle Crashers?
They're the knights, which conveniently, hopefully,
Okay.
that DLC comes out soon.
Um, I'm not familiar with the story of the game. I just know that the game is called Castle Crashers.
Yeah, that pretty much evil cult wizard leader steals a giant powerful crystal the king is protecting, as well as his four daughters. And
Okay.
pretty much it's them on their adventure to get them back, killing everything in their way.
Okay. Okay. What are some of the threats that they go against that are notable?
Let's see. Entire barbarian tribes, cursed creatures in a forest, a gorgon,
Okay.
sentient corn, alien invasion,
Okay.
desert bandits, multiple kingdoms which paid the cult for the kidnapped brides or kidnapped daughters to be their brides.
Okay.
So literally multiple kingdoms.
Okay. Okay.
The
Interesting.
power of art itself.
I'm sorry, the power of art itself?
Yes, there's literally a boss that just paints stuff that comes to life.
Oh, okay. So it's the fucking old school Bugs Bunny cartoon where the person's drawing in the shit. Okay.
Yeah,
That
and the
certainly
dude's
changes their
mostly just
initial
wandering
ranking a
around
little
as
bit.
he paints stuff, so he's not even that hard of a fight. He's just kind of there.
Okay.
And what's pro-
Interesting.
and one of my favorite boss moments, the necromancer, where he's kind of
Okay.
more like a death knight, where he's physically fighting you, but the room you're fighting him in is literally the floor is just nothing but the dead bodies of those you've killed. And throughout the
Oh,
fight, he's just bringing them back to life to fight you again.
okay. You know what? I was gonna rank him initially at B or C, but like, I feel like if those guys were sent on a mission in the real world, I genuinely feel like they would decimate most of everything in their path
And also
at
add to
that
the fact
point.
that they both have elemental magic too.
Okay.
Because we got red's fire, orange is electricity, blue's ice, and green's poison.
Okay. Definitely not an S tier, but definitely I would say maybe low A rank, I would say. Just because obviously it's only four dudes, it's four bros, but like I genuinely think, given the premise of what you explained to me, like I said, if these guys were let loose on Earth, I guarantee you that at least one continent is going down in smoke and ashes before they are put down hard.
At that point, it's more like that continent's gone before we realize what the hell's going on. Because
Right,
all this takes
exactly.
place in the span of 2 days.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
these
that's
guys are
fucked.
going nonstop, like they don't rest.
Listen, man, when your bays are on the line, the bros don't hold back. All right,
And to
that's
think the game
I
ends with
get
one of them making out with a clown.
it. Listen, what that Clussy do? Anyway, um, oh god, I vaguely remember as a kid watching a little bit of the Garfield cartoon and this particular sequence because it's like a superhero thing, right?
Yep.
Fuck, I vaguely remember this from when I was a kid. Um, kind of refresh my memory on it.
So it's like an alternate dimension that they get pulled into that they're superheroes essentially. And Garfield
Okay.
essentially gets like pseudo Superman powers, but like not pretty much the generic Superman power set.
Super strength, super speed,
Yep,
all that
flight, laser
typical.
visions.
Okay, what are his weaknesses? Is it still Mondays?
It's still the Garfield things: Mondays, his hunger, general laziness.
Fuck. Do I put this in D tier is the question, right?
Like
Because
he's still
here's the thing.
stopping threats. It's just his
But he's just
main
out of
weakness is his
commission on
lack of
Mondays.
motivation.
He's just out of commission on Mondays. Like, what are the rules here exactly? Like, you just
No,
you
Monday
just don't.
literally hates him.
Oh shit! So he has an entire day of the week against him. Okay.
Yeah, like
Um.
literally the entity of the day Monday literally attacks him.
That's crazy. Fuck. I gotta. I'd say maybe a high C tier, but like I can't realistically put that at B tier because it's fucking Garfield,
There were
right?
5 books of
Like,
this.
oh my god, what?
Yeah, no, the cartoon you're talking about, no, that was an afterthought. The books came out in like the late '80s, early '90s, and these were not like
Man,
comic books. These were like light novel books.
damn. That's
So there's
crazy.
actual lore to this shit,
What the fuck? That is.
and
This
I
is a
had
rabbit
them.
hole that I did not think I was go down today. I'm gonna be real with you. I was expecting many things. There being actual Garfield lore beyond this motherfucker hating Mondays and loving lasagna.
Dude,
It was
the
not.
fucking 9 lives of Garfield, man. That was some dark shit.
Oh,
There were dead
fuck.
bodies.
Bruh. That's crazy.
Like it's
You know
dark
what's
enough for Family
crazy?
Guy was calling it out.
Bruh. In high school we had a Garfield like compendium, like one of the compendiums of like the newspaper comics, right?
Yeah.
And they had stuff from the early 80s, they had the current stuff. It was crazy. Bruh. That's a chat. YouTube
Garfield has a
comments.
body count. I just want you to know that.
Fuck. When you put it like that, when you fucking put it
No,
like
I'm talking
that,
about the non-superhero Garfield.
oh, that's crazy. So it's not the superhero Garfield that has the body count? What the
Yeah, it's the
fuck?
normal Garfield. He's actually killed people. Like 3.
What the fuck? god.
And one of them was an old
Okay.
lady.
Of
Jim
course it
Davis,
would.
Drew Garfield attacking an old lady.
What the fuck? All right. Chat, YouTube comments. If this YouTube video, fuck. How many likes is a good amount of likes? If the YouTube video that this gets posted on gets 500 likes, we will do a follow-up video diving into the Garfield lore and discover why this man has a body count. Because this is wild. I can't even. I can't even.
God, I don't want to go into the Garfield Sasquatch shit.
Oh God. Hey, but what do you think is the reasonable amount of likes for that?
No,
Zealot, what
500
do
is
you?
a good amount given that I get I don't even get that many views.
All right, you heard him, chat. You heard him, everyone. 500 likes, and we will go down the Garfield rabbit hole. Do it. You know you want to. Anyway, superhero Garfield C tier. I'd say top C tier just because at the end of the day, albeit a clone, Superman is Superman. So it's whatever.
Yeah.
So I can't rate him any lower than high C tier for sure. Who is this?
Okay, he's from the same game 1010's from. His name is
Okay.
DJ Subatomic Supernova.
DJ Subatomic Supernova.
Yes.
Wow, that's a mouthful. Continue.
Yeah, and he is a self-important asshole
Oh, goody.
and an
Okay.
actual rocket scientist.
Okay, so already cementing himself pretty decently. Okay.
And the fun part is the rocket scientist part is actually his side gig. His main gig is actually being a DJ.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, and so pretty much main powers is that I'm not even sure how to explain this. He's got like weird spatial manipulation abilities.
Okay.
Like in his fight, you start fighting him, and he just can create and throw asteroids at you
Oh,
and little planet toys, which he just spins around the room.
okay.
And like once you do enough damage with him, he gets pissed off, pulls out a giant button that's like bigger than him, and then a
Right.
little globe, which then he brings his finger down onto the globe, which causes his finger to show up above as if the globe is the actual planet to hit the button.
Interesting.
Like he's got
Okay.
like it's never explained how he's able to do this, and then you're just in space as this giant monster throwing actual planets and asteroids at you,
Okay.
and he's the tutorial boss. He's the first boss of the
Damn.
game.
So this man's literally throwing Saturn at you, is what you're saying.
Potentially, yes.
What the fuck? But we're not sure, because it seems like you're a little unconvinced, potentially.
Like, there's no explanation of how he does it. He just does. It's more
Okay.
of the rule of cool versus logic kind of situation.
Gotcha, okay. Um, well,
And it should be noted that 1010 is like the fourth boss in the game versus him.
okay.
So there's like
Interesting.
some weird arbitrary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it could also be that his own self-importance ego underestimates you too, because
Yeah, and it also could be that, it could be stylized attacks rather than him actually throwing a planet at you. Like,
like
that's
in order to
tough.
get to him, there's actually an asteroid belt around him that he keeps throwing at you.
Okay.
So there is like
Hmm. That's tough.
because I should note, like, you attack him while he's doing a concert, but he's so up his own ass, he's has the concert kind of on autoplay as he's on the phone talking about rocket science. So he literally has that ego factor where he could be doing this shit, but doesn't care enough to actually fight you at full potential, maybe. Because the fight ends with you
Yeah.
actually launching him into space, which he's up there for like a couple days with no suit, and he returns no problem. So he survived space.
Okay. Just because it's kind of vague about whether it's simply a stylized attack choice or if he's actually throwing planets at you, we don't know. I'm going to rate him at the top of A tier. If we somehow, either do this again, or if you're doing random research while we're figuring shit out and you're like, oh yeah, no, this is actually him throwing a planet at you, then we'll move him at the bottom of S tier. But
Yeah.
I would say top of A tier is where he belongs for now.
Okay.
Because regardless of the stylized attacks, being able to survive in space for a couple days without a spacesuit,
Or
that's some
food and
solid
water.
durability. Yeah, that's some solid durability regardless.
Yeah.
Um, all right, this one I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna move here because I've seen what this fucker can do and what you've told me. But I believe, or no, wait, is this who I think it is, or is this someone else?
Who do you think it is?
Oh, the fucking guy who fights the god, fucking, who's voiced by oh fuck, I can't think of his name now. The I know his name. He's from Critical Role. I know him. Liam O'Brien. He's voiced by Liam O'Brien. Frickin'.
Are
But
you
you know what I'm
thinking
talking about, right?
Ashura?
Yeah.
No, this is Akuma from Street Fighter. Which, to be
Oh.
fair, he does fight Ashura in one of the non-canon DLC fights.
Jesus. Okay.
And that
Okay.
fight blows up the moon.
Yeah. Akuma, if I remember my Street Fighter lore, right? I know that Akuma is a bad guy. I can't remember if M. Bison is more powerful than him or not. I cannot remember.
They never fight each other directly.
Really?
Yep.
That's crazy.
So it literally goes. So that one's literally a power scaling debate.
Okay.
But it's generally believed Akuma could beat him, given that Akuma, the Raging Demon, attacks the target's soul directly.
Okay.
So he literally attacks souls and kills the soul.
Right.
As in, like, if he does it and kills you, you don't get an afterlife. You're just gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, other random feats he's done, he's destroyed a planet by punching it once, or not planet, an island by punching it once.
Okay.
He has swum down to the Mariana Trench, fought a submarine and won.
I'm sorry, he fought?
Yes.
Fuck, how thick is submarine armor? That's gotta be pretty decently thick, because it's gotta withstand that pressure.
Well, think about
Fuck.
this. He did this in the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the
Oh,
ocean.
so it was a singular thing. He went to the Mariana Trench, found a submarine, was like, alright, let's throw hands.
Yes, he fought a military-grade submarine that he came across down there, and won.
Okay.
No swimming gear. He's just in his gi, and he went down there and did that.
Jesus. Okay. And you said he's destroyed an island.
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty much the high
Real-
points in the canon stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me ask you this. Based on what you know, is he S tier or A tier? Realistically, given how we've been grading it. Because I don't think he belongs in S tier.
no, he's easily A tier because we also got the weird anti-feats he's gotten.
Okay.
Like, okay, so a character named Gen, Chung Li's teacher. He
Yeah.
has like this massive vendetta against him where he's constantly trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And he has only been able to finally kill him in Street Fighter V because the leukemia Gen's had throughout the whole series finally became too serious.
Damn.
He had to wait for this dude to actually be seriously sick with cancer to be able to kill this guy. That's like
Damn.
that either says one thing about Gen or another thing about Akuma. Your choice and your interpretation.
I'd like to think that it's a fact of Gen being that powerful, personally, because the thing you got to keep in mind, if Ocean Gate has reinforced one thing above all else, it's that you don't skimp on a submarine, right?
Yeah.
Because for those who don't know, there is a principle. I don't remember the name of the principle, but basically, the further you go down in the ocean, the more the pressure of the ocean starts to increase by atmospheric levels. Not human levels, but we're talking about physical planet atmospheres. The things that spaceships have to account for.
Yeah.
So, keeping in mind that the Mariana Trench is, if I remember correctly,
The deepest
the
ocean.
deepest the deepest part of the ocean that we know of. The fact that he fought a submarine there, yeah, no, definitely A tier. The fact that he has not been able to destroy a planet or fight a god, like I said, or just has, the potential to do it like Plankton does. Like I said, I don't feel comfortable rating him an S, but I would say definitely top A tier right behind this guy because again, there's so many unknowns with this guy in particular, right?
Yeah. 'Cause-
That's the only reason that he's
Unless
above
you
him.
unless you really want to count the non-canon stuff he's gotten into.
Um I'd say that we do not count the non-canon stuff, just because we're trying to keep that consistent. Because like Plankton canonically has taken over Atlantis,
Yeah.
canonically made supercomputers, made robots, all that shit. So we're sticking with the canonicity on this one,
All
I
right.
think. All right. Who is this? I cannot see the picture.
It is Sakaki from Dot Hack GU.
Never heard of it. Continue.
All right. So you know about the Dot Hack franchise, though, right?
I'm trying to recall my memory banks, and nothing's coming up.
Okay. So Dot Hack. Okay. So Dot Hack is like a multimedia franchise with books, games, anime, and they generally all intersect in some way.
Okay.
So so there's two different game series it had on the PlayStation 2. The original
Right.
Dot Hack and then Dot Hack GU, which both
Okay.
actually had prequel anime series that and they're all and the whole thing is connected to each other for like a big timeline thing if you actually want to get into it. So
Okay.
Sakaki there is one of the primary villains in GU where essentially it's a game that takes place on a MMO where a lot of tomfoolery happens where this is one of the original I'm trapped in the game kind of series.
Right.
And through a lot of tomfoolery, it got to the point where there's a supposed player killer running around named Triedge, who, if you get player killed by him, you're actually feeling those consequences in the real life. Normally, it's falling into a coma.
Right. Okay.
Sakaki,
It kind of sounds like Sword Art Online before it was Sword Art
it,
Online.
it essentially was, but without everyone being trapped in there. It's only been like one or two people at a time who are like trapped in
Gotcha.
there, but other things cause issues in the real world.
Okay.
And of course, since it normally was a small scale issue, the companies always tried to sweep things under the rug so it didn't make national news.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
Sakaki somehow gets part of this power that Triedge has, and essentially strong arms the company into giving him control over the game.
Okay.
And he also uses the PTSD of one of his friends to essentially force her into doing things for him so that he can influence others into more so he can get some more power for himself. Like literally this dude's just a grade A asshole user.
Okay.
And he somehow gets the power to essentially attack people in the game and hurt them physically in the real world as a consequence, and immediately goes to abuse this power.
Okay.
Like if he chops off your arm in the game, you actually just lost all feeling and use of that arm.
Oh,
Yeah, like serious consequences.
interesting. Okay.
So, given this context, where would you put him?
I have a very important follow-up question.
Yes,
How easy or how difficult is it to either enter or escape this digital world?
it it's literally just an MMORPG with the only real caveat being it's a VR headset game, so you're logging into the game.
Okay.
And to escape the game, you just essentially hit the log out button.
Okay, so
So
there's
pretty much a
no.
small. So there's a small window of opening while logging out, since it takes like maybe 10 seconds to log out.
Okay. So realistically, given the fact, because like, see, here's the thing: if it was a situation where it's like Sword Art Online, where you're just trapped and you cannot log out, that would be one thing, right?
Yeah.
In this digital world, he is incredibly powerful, and I will give him that. I will absolutely give him that. That is why I am floundering between B and C, because you can just hit the log out button and call it good. If you could not escape, then he would absolutely be bottom A tier for sure. Um, because the thing that I'm struggling with, right, is I don't want to disrespect the potential of this ability because it is very powerful. If you just cut off someone's arm, they just lose it. They just lose all feeling in it. That is realistically a very decent power. But at the same time, you can just log out and just throw the game away. You can just toss it in the trash
Well, it
and
should
never
be
have to be
noted that
bothered by him.
that in universe, this is the most popular game in the world.
Right, and obviously there are some world exceptions, so I
Yeah.
do understand that. What I'm trying to do with these people is try to place them in the real world as best I can, because in the
Oh, that
real
that's
world,
actually not going to help his case at all.
oh lord. Well, anyways,
So in the
my
real
point
world,
is,
he's 8 years old.
oh damn,
This is a literal child who has these powers.
yeah, no, fuck that. That's bottom C tier. What the fuck?
But that
The fuck is
also,
a kid doing getting all this power?
yeah, but that also can be the caveat of clouded moral judgment because this is a young child with these powers, and he sees this all as a game. So that could either be more reckless or who knows what.
Right. No, that's some serial killer behavior.
Yeah, like he just genuinely deserves all the hate he gets.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I'm leaving him bottom of C tier. I refuse to put this person on B tier, for sure. Um, because that just kind of ruined everything for me. Not gonna lie, I'm like, he's kind of cool, but he's actually just a child who doesn't know any better.
Who is actively using people's PTSD to manipulate him into doing things, which like for an 8-year old, holy shit.
Yeah, no, that's fucked. That's absolutely fucked. Um,
Like that's just fucked
so
in general, but the fact that he's 8 and he knows how to do this, what the actual fuck?
yeah, no, that kid's a serial killer in the making. So bottom of C tier he goes. It's still a cool enough concept that I'm leaving him above D tier because again, I see people on this list that are absolutely going to be D tier,
Yeah, they actually
and
released
he
this
is
game on Steam in a full collection, and I do recommend it.
okay. Cool. I'll have to check it out at some point. All right, Bobobo. If I remember correctly, his full name is Bobobo. If I remember correctly, it has been a hot minute
Yeah, full name Bo
because
Bo 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 Bo.
Bobobo. Okay, thank
Yep.
you. Thank you for the correction. I did not want to mispronounce his name. Um, so correct me if I'm not remembering correctly, right? This man has Looney Tunes powers, if I remember correctly. Like
That's lowballing
he,
him.
huh?
That's lowballing him.
Like he regularly, and I mean regularly breaks the fourth wall on a very regular basis, right?
I, I don't think he actually ever breaks the fourth wall.
I
He does like
just
a
I
lot
know
of crazy shit, but never actually the fourth wall. I think.
oh god, it's so I was a kid when this came out on Toonami, and for the longest time I had the theme song memorized in my head, specifically the ending sequence, and it was so weird
Yeah.
watching it as a kid. I have not dared to watch it as an adult because I feel like I would be just as confused as I was when I was a child. Um the vague re- the vague the vagueness that I remember is it has something to do with The government trying to get rid of all hair. This man specifically fights with nose hairs. But he also has the ability to fuse his friends and himself together, and he has wacky combinations that then result in like superpowered friends, and he just constantly does bits of a Looney Tunes variety. like
Yeah.
what I remember about the show is very very vague. So help me if I'm not remembering
No,
correctly.
no, you've got a portion of it because yeah, he like every bit he does, he's able to do so much more. Because like
Right.
his first actual transformation was literally a jacket that gave him the power of all the crushed hopes and dreams of minimum wage workers across the world.
What the fuck? Oh my god. It is as crazy as I remember it. That's nuts.
And it,
I mean, before we continue, because I do want to talk about it more. S tier, right? Like that's a no-brainer, right?
like I'm pretty sure he actually beats Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah, no, for sure. S tier for sure. But let's keep talking about him for a little bit because absolutely everybody needs to know about the insanity that is Bobo Bo 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 Bo.
Okay, so some of the other feats he has accomplished.
Right?
So, in one of the early episodes, he ends up getting attacked by a dude who has the power to essentially suck people into his world, which is a board game that goes on for infinity.
Okay.
Bobobo, 3 days ago, somehow managed to get into this board game world, set up traps, which is a shit ton of monkeys with telephones on top of their heads, dug them into holes so they pop up like whack-a-mole, for a surprise attack that he himself did not know he was preparing for this occasion. And then
And he
proceeds
did
to
this.
make it to the end of this infinite board game and win.
What the fuck? Which he proceeded to plant the traps 3 days ago. That's like everything else is funny, but the fact that it goes out of its way to specifically say 3 days ago, that's what's crazy to me, right?
And it's not the fact that this is a pocket dimension under the control of his enemy that only his enemy has access to that he did this in.
What the fuck, dude? The point that we're making, ladies and gentlemen, is if you are ready for a trip, and I mean a trip, absolutely go watch Boba. Um, it was so weird for me to watch as a child. That's why I never continued it. I'm sure that as an adult, I would find it still just as weird, but I would probably enjoy it a lot.
I don't think we actually
Just
ever got a full dub of this show.
Oh, you're kidding me. Because I remember they did a limited dub run on Tsunami, but I wonder if. Hang on, let me actually
Because
see.
I think it was around the same time as Zatch Bell, and that didn't get a full dub either.
Damn.
Because another thing Boba Bo did was while fighting one of his friends, they were in a pretty big stalemate. So then he has a flashback, and in this flashback, they're both just giant robots out fighting in some intergalactic war, and this actually changes their backstory in the present and turns them into robots.
That's crazy.
Um, and not to mention the fact that in the manga, he just straight up summons Yugi Moto to summon Slifer the Sky Dragon for an attack.
That's crazy.
Which they ended up actually using in one of the jump fighting games as their team attack.
All right, so I'm looking. Hang on. Let me see. Hang on, I'm gonna turn down the volume on this to make sure. Okay, hang on. Let me try on my PC. Cause Crunchyroll seems to be pulling it up.
Wait, they have it? Not that I was aware
That's
of.
that's what's weird because they're pulling it up, but it's saying that it's unavailable.
So they may have had in the past.
Yeah. So beyond that, from what I can tell, you may have to do as a pirate does and do what pirates do because you are a
Licensing's a
pirate.
bitch.
And I think that the hang on, there's something mentioned in one of the Reddit posts I read here, that the Internet Archive has it. I have no idea what that means.
The Internet Archive
Um,
is an actual website,
okay.
which generally is
Um,
used for archival purposes. So it's hit or miss on what they let you have access to.
yeah. Um, and it also seems like with a quick Google search, it mentions Jump Channel and Toei Animation Museum Channel. Um, let's see here. You can also buy it on Blu-ray, DVD. But as I said, if you can't afford it and you can't find it anywhere, do what you want because a pirate is free because you are a pirate. Anyway,
Yep, do it within reason, please.
yes. Um, and if anyone asks, we didn't tell you to. Moving on. Uh, but yeah, go check it out. It's awesome. It's funny. S tier for sure. Um, now I know where this guy is from. He's from Dynasty Warriors, and he's also in the Tale of Three Kingdoms in
Yep.
Chinese. Is it mythology or just Chinese history? I can't remember. Anyway,
In
um,
his case, history.
history. Okay. Lu Bo, I think is his name,
Lu
or no,
Bu.
Lu Bu. Um, Now, already I can tell you that this man is definitely not being any lower than B tier. Because for those who don't know, in the Dynasty Warriors games, which this one I think is from specifically, right? Is where this guy is,
Yep.
in particular for this image. Um, you take on swaths of enemies, and I'm talking like hundreds, if not thousands of enemies. And this man is notorious in the series, if I remember correctly. Because I remember when I was being babysat that my babysitter's girlfriend or boyfriend actually played Lu Bu quite a bit in one of the older Dynasty Warriors games.
Yeah.
Um, I think he's kind of called a demon on occasion. Like he's not actually a demon, but they call him demon because he's just so powerful.
Yeah.
Um, so is there anything else that I'm missing that would just be relevant?
No, he is pretty much the strongest character in the franchise because he's based off of the actual Lu Bu in history.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, easy enough. I'd say we just leave him at top of B tier because, like, realistically, this man's not gonna be, this man doesn't have like questionable god power. He's just a really powerful warrior. So he's definitely not lower. He's definitely not C tier or below.
I mean,
Um,
depending on which part of the franchise we're looking at, because we also got the
correct.
Warriors of Orochi series, the Strike Force sub series.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Um, I'm kind of going off of what I know, and that's kind of based on more the real history as well as the Dynasty Warriors games that I know. Um, so I mean, would you put him in B tier, or would you maybe put him at the bottom of A tier?
I could go either way on that one, honestly. Because
Okay.
this guy is a
Um,
bastard to fight. Especially in the Dynasty Warrior Origins, where they just straight up made him a raid boss.
okay. Given the fact that I haven't played all the games in the series, and it seems like there are some games where he might be a little bit more powerful, we'll leave him at the bottom of A tier for now. And if anyone in the comments has issue with it, let us know respectfully. Um, but we are definitively right. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, simple enough. All right, moving on. Who's this jolly-looking gentleman?
The Dark Genie from Dark Cloud, our primary antagonist.
Woohoo! Okay.
So, full backstory: Dark Genie was created from something something ritual bullshit that gets revealed at the end of the game in the past. Caused
Okay.
mass destruction. The people from the moon came down, sealed him away in an urn, left back to the moon, left some people behind to keep an eye out just in case, and then German-inspired soldiers released him for world
Oh,
domination purposes.
are they from a certain period in history which we shouldn't talk about publicly because we might get flagged?
Correct.
Okay. Fuck those guys, by the way. Let me just go on the record saying that. Moving on.
Yep. So they end up releasing him and want to use him to take over the world. Which then the Dark
Okay.
Genie proceeds to effectively wipe out all life on Earth.
Oh.
Like, he's just
Oh,
going
that
around
escalated
flying
quickly.
so high in the sky you can't see him. He's just laser beaming people down from up there like Majin Buu doing the human extinction attack
Yeah, I was
essentially.
just gonna say, like, a lot of this is sounding like Majin Buu inspired shit.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
only reason there's even anyone left is thanks to the Fairy King doing the Atlas stuff I mentioned earlier.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Like, there's a few people that are missed that are like randomly in the forest or something, but for the most part, every major civilization is just gone.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Is this guy a god level threat, or is he capable of blowing up the planet, in your opinion?
I mean, he might be able to blow up the planet if he got serious, because he was doing this just to have fun. Like, this was entertainment
Okay.
to him. Like, and he's not even trying. Like, he's just like shooting with his fingers, shooting from the heel, his toes, just having a jolly old time doing this. And he did this all within like 2 hours for the whole Earth.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. I get you. Um, hmm. So definitely top of A tier, maybe potentially bottom of S tier? Do we actually ever see or hear mention of him being able to blow up the planet, or is it just kind of implied?
And like, at best, it's implied. It's one of those cases of, for some reason, there's like one person in particular he does not want to kill for reasons related to the ritual.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable rating him in S tier just because I want to again try to be consistent in this list in particular. So I'd say top of A tier for sure, above DJ Subatomic whatever his fucking name is. Um, because this motherfucker just is beaming people like Majin Buu. Um, yeah, simple enough on the reasoning on that, I guess. Who's this fine-looking gentleman?
That's the real Dark Genie.
Oh,
Yeah, the one from the start of the game. Yeah, it turns out that was just a rat that was trapped in the urn with him, and that's the power it gained from just existing next to him.
wait, hold on. Okay, give me a second here. This motherfucker right here was a rat,
Yes.
as in the adorable rodents that actually get a really bad rap, all things considered.
Yes.
What the frick?
Yep. It's just a rat
Okay.
that that was trapped in the urn with the Dark Genie from when the ritual happened, and that's how much power it gained from being trapped in there with the actual real thing.
Okay. Okay. I suspect this might go up here, but I'm gonna wait for you to explain before I cement it.
Yep, and essentially, the Moon people actually built a giant fighting robot to fight the Dark Genie, like straight up Megazord,
Oh God.
killed the fake Dark Genie, and the real Dark Genie just is like, yeah, I knew you people were planning some shit, so I hid. So the leader of the Germans, I've actually been inside his body controlling him this whole time, tries to exert some power and just breaks the body, calls it a useless puppet, drops it, and just one-shots the robot.
And by leader of the Germans, we mean the funny mustache man who deserved everything he got.
And it's not actually him, just generic German general.
Yeah.
But you know what they're inspired off of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the funny not funny mustached man. Yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
And in
Um
order to actually fight and kill him or defeat him, we end up having to go back in time to the creation of it in order to try to stop it.
damn. Okay.
Only to not be able to stop it, and he's able to mentally bring himself back in time to fight you at his full power still, even at his creative point of creation.
Damn. That's one powerful motherfucker.
Yeah, and just wait until you actually hear how he actually was created.
Oh God.
So back
Let me have
in
it.
eons end, or several hundred years ago, kingdom was at war
Yeah.
with another kingdom, and they were losing. The king or prince ends up making a deal with a witch in order to gain terrible powers. He ends up
Okay.
getting these powers by mixing his blood with the witch's blood.
Yeah, huh?
Wins the war, but people weren't happy with the method that he used to protect his kingdom, and an assassin disguised as his love comes in to try to kill him, ends up killing his love instead, and just from the grief and negative emotion caused by that, actually gave the power a physical being, which is the Dark Genie.
Damn.
And the genie ends up making him immortal and does nothing but cause him more grief in order to gain more power and existence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's the kind of level of power we're dealing with.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And the only way we stop it is literally bringing his dead wife back to life so that he no longer has the sorrow and thus snuffing out the existence that he actually gained power from.
Oh, wow.
So where do you want to put him?
S tier, easily. Like, this motherfucker's A tier, this motherfucker's S tier, easily. You know what? I'll put him. I'll put him below Bobobo.
Alright.
Alright, who we got here?
Chaos from Final Fantasy.
Wait, which one?
1 and Dissidia.
Okay. I've not played one.
So essentially, God of Chaos, who somehow is part of a bootstrap paradox.
What's a bootstrap paradox?
The bootstrap paradox is when something gives itself existence by going back in time and causing its own creation. Like, say, the Song of Storms in Ocarina of Time.
Oh, okay.
Because you learn it in the future, go back in time and teach it to the guy who taught it to you in the future.
Yeah.
That's the bootstrap paradox.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Continue.
So essentially, he created himself by using Garland in the past to cause his creation to happen.
Okay.
So it's literally a god who used time travel to create his own existence. And essentially, Final Fantasy 1 is actually a never-ending time loop.
Oh, goody. Okay.
And then, which ended up going into Dissidia, which is the multiverse game, which... that whole story is another can of worms.
Yeah.
Which
I'd say by the sheer virtue of the fact that it is a bootstrap paradox. Sorry, before you continue. Just to kind of quickly say, I think S tier is a good placement so far. But continue. Sorry.
Yeah, he does ultimately lose in the end after he does end up actually killing the God of Harmony. Or God of Light. So he both wins and loses. Like, his whole end goal is just to destroy all existence.
Yeah.
He gets close, but he doesn't make it. Also helps that in the fighting game, he also has a unique burn line for each person you can fight him with. Both hero and villain.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd still go with S tier just because the initial thing that sold me was the bootstrap paradox, because once you start fuxing with time, you're definitely a higher level entity for sure. Which is honestly the reason why this guy's up here. So, yeah. S tier. Who's this?
Ovan from .hack GU.
Okay.
So going into him in detail will be major spoilers for the .hack GU game. But essentially, you know that one character who is in a game that whenever you show up, you know some shit's going down, but he just happens to be just the most lovable but hateable asshole about it?
I think so.
That's kind of him, because every time he shows up, some major shit goes down. He makes it worse for you while also giving big lore drops. And then at the very end, because he's part of the reason why you're even on this whole quest to kill Triage to begin with, because he was part of the guild with the friend that you had that actually got killed by him, put into a coma, and you believe that if you kill Triedge, you'll wake everyone up that he's killed because you've gotten no other better option to really go with.
Okay.
One of those kinds of stories.
Okay.
And every time he shows up, some shitstorm happens. He makes everything worse. And eventually, you find out at the very end that he actually is Triedge.
Oh, plot twist. Okay.
And it turns out that power that Stakaki before got that made that he could use to harm people in the real world. He's got it too. And it also affects him mentally, so it causes him to attack people. I'm not sure randomly or not. But the main reason he
Okay.
does it is so that someone can come and actually kill him. Because his first victim happened to be his little sister. And he wants her to wake up at any cost.
Okay. Interesting.
So he does not care if he lives. He just wants his sister to get back to life.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So he's
But
also
this still takes place.
yeah, it still takes place in the game, and he specifically targets people that he can manipulate into going after himself. So he makes
Okay.
people go want revenge against him
Okay.
without people
Uh,
actually finding out that it is him for some reason.
Okay. I'd say high C tier then.
Since he at least has the pull to make you in there.
Yeah. No, for sure. And he's just not, a psychopathic 8-year-old.
Yeah. No, he's actually an adult.
Yeah. Who's this?
Okay. Captain of the Fatui Harbingers from Genshin Impact.
Okay.
Yep. So the Fatui Harbingers are essentially a government body from another continent who serve their god directly, and they're generally just out there doing her will.
Okay.
He specifically is considered the strongest of the Harbingers.
Okay. So far, if I'm understanding correctly, they could be equated to like clerics in D&D.
If you wanted to lowball them.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
like they have done some fucking shit. Like one of them actually became a literal god of knowledge.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
Out of spite.
All right.
Like the shit they do is some of the next level. Like we're talking about like on a bad day, they will try and destroy a country just to get what they want type of shit.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they are not even close to the top of the power in this game.
Interesting.
But him specifically, due to gratuitous backstory lore stuff, he got hit with the curse of immortality. So he is effectively immortal.
Okay. Are we talking like age immortal, like dying immortal, wound immortal? Like what type of immortality are we talking?
He cannot die immortal.
Okay. So he cannot die, period, whether he's getting stabbed, die of old age.
Correct.
Cool. Okay. That puts him in potentially A tier. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
And just to add more context to it, he's been around, I can't remember if it's been 500 or 5,000 years that he's been alive, but this
Okay.
immortality does not stop him from aging.
Okay.
And his body is rotting.
Oh. Okay.
And he is still one of the strongest characters we've come across.
Interesting. Okay.
And for some other reason, those who die around him, he's able to take their souls into himself and house them inside his body. So he's got like
wow.
thousands of people souls living inside of him, all yelling, all able talking to him at once. So he has not slept at all since he became immortal.
Damn, that just sucks.
Yep.
Damn. So realistically, just in your opinion with what you know about him in the lore, is I would say maybe middle A tier good, or would you rank him high?
Like he actually fought, like in the story that we've seen, he actually fought a demigod to a draw essentially.
Okay.
And
Interesting. Okay.
And he ended up getting the laugh against the god of death.
Okay.
Because out of nowhere we ended up having to deal with the god of death, who made a deal with a couple people, and essentially the god of death is in charge of the curse of immortality.
Yeah, yeah.
And due to this
Okay.
deal, effectively another god had to give up its own existence as part of a deal someone else made,
Okay.
which would have ended up being bad for the world. Captain shows up and is like, "Hey, god of death, fuck you! I'm gonna give you an impossible choice."
Okay.
Ties his existence to that other god, effectively binding his soul to it.
Okay.
Making so basically giving the god of death two options. Either he's able never to collect on the deal that would erase the other god, or destroy the curse of immortality in its entirety.
Okay. Interesting.
So so he's still around, but he's now like essentially Lich King throne mode now, since he's sitting on the throne of the other god.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess S tier then? At that point?
Yeah, I mean, he got the
This
last
thing's-
laugh against the god of death itself.
Yeah, so. Yeah, that makes sense. Is that the fucking cat Digimon?
No,
Why does it look like it's possessed?
because that's the only image I could find of this thing.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so it's from a game called Dungeon Keeper, and it's called a
Okay.
Genju.
Genju. Okay.
So effectively, it's a shape-shifting beast that you end up domesticating after rescuing it from a manticore.
Okay.
So its normal form is like the size of a house cat, but it's able to shapeshift and use the abilities of beings that it's able to see, up to like
Okay.
the size of an orc.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's able
Okay.
to use the natural abilities of whatever it shapeshifts into.
Okay. Interesting.
And it should be noted that this one's a juvenile, so it's actually young. A full
Okay.
adult could turn into like manticores or small dragons.
Okay. I mean, I'd say B tier. Like, shape-shifting powers are always good. It doesn't seem like it's that much of a threat, though. So, maybe low B tier?
I mean, it can even turn into the undead and use undead abilities if you want to really make this thing scary.
No, that's true. So, yeah, maybe top of B tier, for sure. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Got the fucking emoji from the Emoji Movie.
Yep, Gene from the Emoji Movie.
I don't know why, but I just don't like. I think it's maybe because the voice actor for the emoji turned out to be a real piece of shit.
I mean, the
But
movie's not even good to begin with.
yeah, so like what warrants him being on this list? Just out of curiosity.
Punching bag? I mean, it's literally
That's
an
what I'm
emoji that you can
talking
delete off your phone.
about. Yeah. Like
Like, his only
like
real
legitimately
ability
like
is that he can have multiple emotions, but that's not special.
that. Yeah, like realistically for this list, what were y'all expecting? What were y'all expecting when you saw that fucker on this list? I know what I was expecting. D tier. Moving on. Who's this gentleman?
Genki from Monster Rancher.
Okay, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yep.
Okay.
So, he's just a kid who got sucked into a video game.
Okay.
He Yeah, he doesn't really do anything special aside from being the self-insert protagonist for kids, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, the only real special ability I know of is that he's able to rollerblade on grass.
It's not terrible. I mean, yeah, he's not D tier just because, I mean, from my understanding of the Monster Rancher universe, I mean, they're all ranchers, right? So he's got to have some use, right?
He's not even the rancher in the group. He's just some kid who got sucked into the game to help out. Like, if
Oh,
anything,
damn.
he's just got game knowledge helping him out. To
Okay.
So, if anything, he's more Ash Ketchum with someone else being Brock.
Damn it. Damn it. I didn't want to put another person in D tier if I could help it, but like, Damn, when you put it like that, like, I can't put him any higher than D tier.
Because the
Because,
monsters fight
like, even.
independently too, so he's not even Ash Ketchum at that point.
Right. And because, like, see, here's the thing. This guy's a piece of shit. He's a psychopathic 8-year-old. But he still can do some damage if you end up in his world. This person just. Why are you here? Why are you here?
Yep.
Alright, who's this?
Hakumen from Blaze Blue.
Okay.
So his whole deal is essentially the suit of armor basically protects from everything.
Okay.
Like inside that suit, he was actually thrown into the boundary and had to get fished back out, and he is still alive and mentally sound.
Okay. Interesting.
And he even has a special attack that literally can warp or kind of slice into the dimension and suck other people into the boundary with, as well as himself if needed. But he's not able to escape on his own.
Okay. I mean, realistically, how, like, compared to this person, how would you rate them?
I mean, to be fair, they're actually mortal enemies.
Oh shit, so you would say that they're comparable?
I mean, depends on how you grade their different powers, because he's also one of the legendary heroes who fought the Black Beast.
Okay.
So he was in the front line for that war.
Okay, so for sure, maybe top of B tier. Okay. And I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna put this creature, like, at the bottom of B tier, just because I thought about it a little bit, and I'm like, I still don't know what it could do against armies, because that's kind of what we rated her on, I think. Still not C tier quite
Actually,
yet,
there
but
is
anyway.
one thing I want to bring up quick, because a character I thought I put in here didn't actually show up on here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to send you an image of this other fucker. Alright, sent. Because I thought I had him in there, but I guess I didn't.
For reference for the chat, gonna leave this up here for another 5 seconds. Alright. Who is this person? Can you tell me about him?
That is Arcune from Blaze Blue. That is
Arcane
what
from
happens
Blaze.
to an old
Okay.
person who gets thrown into the boundary.
Oh,
That is a human being.
that is not a human being, sir. That is
That is formerly
That
a
is-
human being.
yes, that is that is a human being that has ceased to be human at that point.
Yep, and mind is broken. Body very malleable. It, like, literally can turn into liquid, turn invisible, houses bugs inside of itself. The bones are used as, like, arms. Like, that is a person who was in the boundary for 5 minutes.
Damn.
And Hakumen was in there for, like, 300 years-ish? Maybe? Wait.
Damn.
Oh, no, maybe, like, 8 years. Like, time travel's weird. So that gives more concept of what these two have been through, because both of them have been in the boundary.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. If I had to rate that, then I'd probably put Aquaman at B tier, I think, too.
Okay.
Because, like, I'm still not getting, like, continental or planet level destruction.
Oh, yeah, and
like I did
also
with my
Arcune
beast.
eats people, too.
Yeah, so for sure, definitely B tier. I'd say top of B tier for sure.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind, everyone who's watching.
Just figured
that
that thing would give more context of the crazy shit that happens in this franchise.
I get you. Cool. Ah, yes.
Sarah Kerrigan.
Sarah Kerrigan. So right off the bat, I cannot place her any lower than A tier for sure.
Yep.
Because from my limited understanding, she not only had an entire classification made for her for Terran, like, psionic signatures, but she ended up housing one of the two essential, like, how do I put it? Like, it's purity of essence and purity of form. If I remember correctly, I think she became fuck, I don't remember which one it was, but she basically absorbed the power of Xeris, which is this entire species that we find out that the Zerg are based from, right? They are the
Yeah.
primal Zerg. Um, and she is the pinnacle. Um, on top of that, she has insane telekinetic abilities. Like, if we take into account what the opening cinematic for Heart of the Swarm is, and we assume that that's her doing, like it's implied, she pulled down an entire fucking battle cruiser from space
Yeah.
into fucking Augustgrad in the middle of an invasion. That's some Darth Vader shit. I'm sorry.
Darth Vader
Um,
wishes he could do that. That's Starkiller.
fuck, you right, you right. Um, I don't think fuck. I'm struggling of whether or not to put her in S tier though. That's where I'm at right now, right? Because we know hands down A tier minimum.
Yeah.
Um, but could she feasibly destroy a planet or fight a god? You know,
I mean, isn't that effectively the ending of StarCraft 2?
I technically didn't beat the ending of StarCraft 2,
You
so
have
I
not beaten
wouldn't know.
StarCraft 2?
Hey, I've beaten all three main campaigns. I have not beaten the fucking epilogue, alright? That shit kicked my ass. Alright? I'm not ashamed to admit it. Um,
You want me to spoil it for you
but
or no?
no, I do not.
Okay.
Um,
Put her in S tier.
okay, fair enough. I will trust your judgment. I know this. There used to be a mobile game. I don't know. I think it's still around.
It is. I still
Um,
play it.
where you essentially I don't know what the genre is called, but it's basically where you have two sides that keep sending units at each other.
Yep.
But the whole gimmick with this game was that it was cats. Nothing but cats.
Yeah.
All cats.
Yep. The Battle Cats Army.
Battle Cats Army. Is that actually what the game is called? Let me
It's just
real
called Battle
quickly.
Cats. The faction's called the Battle Cats Army.
Okay, hang on. I'm just real quick before I forget, because I absolutely want
You're
to play this
depending on
game.
what you see, it might break your mind.
Let's see. The Battle Cats.
Yep.
Apparently, there is the Battle Cats and Baki Hanma thing going on
Yeah, there is.
in the game.
Yep. They do
This game has been
collabs.
out for 10 years. That's
Yeah, it is.
crazy. This shit came out when I was working, like, in Wisconsin. That's nuts. Um, but basically, what you see on here is what you get. We are Legion. We are cats. I do not see any reason to not put them any higher, to not put them any lower than S tier. They are in fact Legion. They
You
are
have no
cats.
idea what the fuck they've done.
I don't. And could you just give me some examples real quick?
Okay, so for so base story is they take over the planet. Okay, they go into space,
Right.
fight Satan, beat him, fight Cat God, beat him, take over all of existence. Okay, not good enough. We'll go back in time before God was created and take that over. Okay, they do that.
That's
The
crazy.
collabs are apparently canon. So they fought Metal Slug,
What?
won. They're fighting Baki, won.
What the fuck? That's
Evangelion Neon Genesis stopped the third impact and won.
Jesus.
Fought Puella Maja Madoka, won.
Fuck, Magica Madoka. That's crazy. That's you want to talk about dark, not Garfield having a body count. That anime is fucking dark. That shit took me for a spin. And
Oh yeah, and
spoiler
also
warning.
the next collab coming up is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my god. Oh god. But anyways, cats are legion. We are cats. Absolutely S tier. I see no reason not to put them there. Um all right, who dis?
That's Lucamon from
Okay.
Digimon.
I am not familiar.
So
I mean, I'm familiar with Digimon, but I'm not familiar with this particular Digimon.
so fun fact:
Yeah.
Christianity is canon in Digimon.
Oh, goody. Because that's not problematic.
And that's actually Lucifer himself.
Okay, so we're dealing with a potential god.
No,
Okay.
it straight up is Lucifer in Digimon, as it actually is the Lucifer from the Bible, and he just happens to be a Digimon.
Okay. Okay.
So, would you like more context on this? Because I'll have to actually bring that up. Because he's got some
Um,
really goofy shit.
Honestly, I think we're good based on just what you've told me. Because, like, I mean, where else can we put him? You know? Like, it's fucking Lucifer, man. He's not an S tier. What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know? I
Yeah.
appreciate you wanting to look into it, but, like, what's the point? Alright, who dis?
The Emperor from Final Fantasy II. The main
Another,
antagonist.
another Final Fantasy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Chocobo. Moogle.
So
I know things.
yeah, so he effectively is fighting, started to take over the world, caused
Okay.
rebellion. You're playing as the rebellion who fighting against him,
Okay.
and halfway through the game, you kill him.
Okay.
He gets sent to hell,
As an evil emperor does.
and then he defeats Satan, takes over hell, opens portal hell, and brings the army of hell up onto Earth to take over the world again.
Okay. Interesting.
And the next part is arguable if it's canon or not because it got added in a re-release and then they took it back out in a re-release.
Okay.
Because for some reason we can't have one solid re-release of fucking Final Fantasy games because they do this in every one of them, up to 6 apparently.
Yeah.
So after he gets defeated as the ruler of Hell, he gets kicked
Okay.
out of Hell and sent to Heaven, which then he dethrones God and uses the army of Heaven to take over Heaven, Hell, and Earth, and you have to kill him a third time.
Damn. I'm sorry, but like, I'm including that because that's just kind of baller. I know I wanted to stick to canonicity at that point, but like,
Well, it's arguable if it is canon or not because it was officially released in like the Game
and
Boy
then it got
Advance re-release,
retconned.
but then the pixel
Which,
remasters were a re-release of the original versions of the game, which removed all the
gotcha.
bonus features from all other re-releases, which is just why.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean,
So it
man
could be
took
argued
over.
either
Man took.
way.
Man took over Earth. Got killed. Said, "All right, bet." Took over Hell. Got double killed. Sent to Heaven. Man's like, "All right, bet." Took over Heaven. It's like not enough. Then proceeded to take over Heaven and Earth, and had to get killed again. Yeah, no, top of S tier for sure. That's insanity, is what that is.
Yep.
All right, who dis?
Another Final Fantasy character. One that is so goddamn infamous that an
Okay.
entire moment in storytelling got named after him.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Necron.
Necron. Why does that name sound familiar?
Probably the Necrons from Warhammer.
When were the Warhammers? When were the Necrons released in Warhammer?
I mean, before this guy because he's from Final Fantasy IX. So he was
Oh
on.
yeah,
He was
no.
at the end of PS1.
Okay, yeah, yeah, no. Necrons were absolutely a thing by that point. Okay. So what is this storytelling moment that you're talking about?
So he is the final boss of the game.
Right.
There is no mention of him before or after his fight. He just comes into existence. You fight him, and then it's just over. So any
Oh,
actual lore we've gotten has been from outside of the game, and there's still like a lot of questionable details that we still have to kind of headcanon ourselves with.
okay. So do we have anything canon to go with?
Like for what happens in game, essentially you're fighting Kuja, who's the main antagonist of the game. you
Right.
actually go into like this pocket dimension where the life crystal is. And this crystal
Right.
is just said to essentially sustain all life. Just anything that's alive needs this crystal to exist.
Right.
And when you beat Kuja, he just has, well, he's going through this whole existential crisis because he found out that his life is a lot shorter than he thought it was, and he just can't imagine the world going on without him. So he goes into the full nihilism of if I can't exist, nothing else can type of mentality.
Right.
So when you beat him, he just turns around, casts Ultima on the life crystal, and breaks it. So effectively, all
Well,
life
okay then.
supposedly ceases to exist, and Necron just shows up to be a final boss.
So we have no indication of his power level. We have no indication of even what the hell he is. He's just there and then not.
Yeah, like all we really have to go off of officially is that he is ultimately a neutral force that exists to cause things to cease to exist. His in, his intent, and that for some reason he is unable to show up until the life crystal is gone. And upon his defeat, he reforms the life crystal, giving life back to everything. So he's
Hang
not
on.
like weak, he's just.
Hang on. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so it's more like he is a powerful being. It's just the story writing of him specifically is just the one main blemish of this game that's amazing. And because of it, it's just known as the Necron moment, when a character of such power or obvious supposed importance comes up, but is never referenced, mentioned, or talked about outside of its one moment.
Okay. I don't know if you see the change I made.
Yeah, what the actual
Um,
fuck?
I feel that that is appropriate, and we're gonna leave it at that. Sound good?
Yeah,
Sound good,
because you gotta
everyone.
admit, like, with the stuff he does, like, how is no one talking about this guy outside of the actual fight itself?
But like facts, though. All right. I don't know who this particular person is named, but I know that they are the protagonist, I think, of Persona 3.
Correct.
And if I remember correctly, basically the whole thing with Persona is there's this shadow world that kind of mirrors the subconscious desires of our own actual reality, where thoughts and emotions kind of give power, and especially dark and evil desires can become kind of like mind palaces almost.
Okay,
Um,
part of that's true for 4 and 5. Last part only 5.
okay.
Like it plays fast and loose with a lot of these rules, even though it's all canon to each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
for Persona 3 specifically, essentially there's this time of night called the midnight hour, which is actually a 25th hour of the day where everything just kind of stops. People who do not have the power or potential of personas just somehow cease to exist and become a coffin for this 1 hour.
Okay.
And essentially, your character gets involved with a group that's exploring Tartarus, which is apparently what the school turns into for this 20th midnight hour, in order to essentially avert the apocalypse. As Nyx, the avatar of death itself, is coming to end all existence.
Okay.
And of course, there's a death cult that somehow has powers of persona and literally use this time to essentially play assassin for profit.
Okay. Hmm. Where
Questions
do I
so far?
rate? Ah, like, I'm gonna defer to your judgment on this because I have watched playthroughs of 4 and 5. I have not seen any playthroughs of 3. just because the only person who I found that has a decent following, for some reason he doesn't swear, and that just kind of throws me off. Particularly when they're swearing in the dialogue.
Yeah.
Um, so I know very little about the story of 3. Um, Legitimately, where would you rate this? Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna defer to your judgment
Because
on this one.
here's how the game comes to an end. Because you know how every person has the arcana that they're given. And
Right.
normally the protagonist will start off as the Arcana of the Fool for infinite potential.
Right.
And normally they'll eventually evolve into the Arcana of the World, which actually grants them more power to essentially make a change to the world within their grasp.
Right.
He goes further beyond that, and he gets the Arcana of the Universe.
But that's not a thing, though.
It is in Persona.
Ow. Okay.
Yep, which effectively he ends up becoming the last person standing up against Nyx itself. So, and ends up defeating the Avatar and fighting death itself.
Okay.
And, and how powerful do you think you'd have to be if death itself is casting true death on you? You take the hit and you're surviving. You're not dodging. You're not immune. You're taking death, the ailment and full damage, and you're still walking towards it.
That's fucking crazy, man. That's some bullshit.
Yep. And he ends up. And the game ends with him using the power of the universe to essentially lock death into the moon using his own soul as the lock, preventing death from just ending all life.
Damn. Yeah, no, that's S tier for sure.
Yeah. So. And now I got Shadow.
I'm Shadow. Ugh. All angsty jokes aside. Um, I mean, he's as fast as Sonic. We know that for a fact, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Like, canonically, Sonic keeps up with Shadow, and Shadow keeps up with Sonic. Um, and he's stronger than Sonic, like, physically, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
He actually has those, like, little bracelets he wears, if I remember correctly, are canonically inhibitors, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, like, but could he blow up a planet? Is,
Canonically, no, because he needed the space colony arc to do that.
but I absolutely feel that if Shadow was going on a he absolutely could decimate the forces of Earth
Yeah, he
if
could.
he was going on a rampage.
Yeah.
Um, that is a Digimon of some sort, I think.
Yep.
I
So
cannot tell what Digimon that is.
that is Shoutmon VX5 Grand Mode, I think is the name it goes by. So, in one of the seasons, Shoutmon is a Digimon that has the special ability to be able to fuse with any Digimon regardless of any prior rules. He is the one
Okay.
exception to any fusion rules.
Okay.
Because normally you'd have to be like the same level of Digimon, so like champion with champion, rookie with rookie, and so on and so
Yeah, yeah,
forth.
yeah.
He is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
rookie that can just fuse with anyone
Okay.
and any number of Digimon.
Oh. Okay. I see where this is going a little bit. Continue.
And the main villain of the season turns out to be too much for the protagonist, or the main
Okay.
party. So they end up, and then it becomes like a multi world issue where all of the prior protagonists from the past seasons show up to help fight him, and it's still not enough. So they end up all fusing every single Digimon in the multiverse into
Right.
one being.
Interesting.
And those rings
Okay.
going around him, those are just Digimon that were not able to fit into this fusion to be used to immediately recover any injuries he sustains by literally fusing into the wounds to heal them.
Oh. Okay.
That's how big he is. Those are just free floating Digimon, not even fused
That
into him yet.
that's wild. That's wild. Yeah, top of S tier for sure.
Yeah, because Satan's in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the nutshell we got.
All right, hang on. Before you say a single word, I have to make this joke. Give me just a second. Hang on. This will be worth it, I promise. Oh, god damn it. That's an S tier joke in my opinion. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Um, do we really need to explain beyond that? No, we will. We will. I promise. Um, so, uh, if I remember, sorry, I love my joke too much. If I remember correctly, his powers are he can move as fast as Sonic,
No, he
right?
can't.
Oh, he can't.
Nope,
So
he's
he's
actually
slower?
he's actually slower.
Okay, so he's slower than Sonic. But he also has telekinesis, like he has psychic powers, right?
Yep, that's his main thing.
Okay. Interesting. Do we know how much slower than Sonic he is?
Like substantial enough where it is more than noticeable. Like he's more on par with Tails and Knuckles.
Okay. Um, I'm still leaving him here because that's funny as fuck to me. Um, but realistically, I would say I would put him at the top of B tier. Because it definitely seems like he could take on a group of baddies, but I don't think he's taken on the world
He
when it comes down
actually,
to it.
if we take the comics into consideration, which are canon, the IDW
Okay.
comics are canon.
Okay.
He's actually something to actually be reckoned with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like one of the first story arcs they did was like Eggman created a zombie virus that actually could infect organic beings that
Okay.
almost effectively took over the world, and he was able to use his psychic powers. I'm not sure how because I haven't actually read it, but he
All right.
cured the whole planet at once with
Damn.
his psychic powers.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, Silver. You calm your silver bushy little head there, buddy. Um, fuck. If his psychic power can reach that far, because it's based on Earth, right? Like the actual planet Earth
Yeah,
is their world.
I
Okay.
think so. Like I don't. I think they actually go out of their way to make it unnamed,
No,
but
but
it's
like it's
effectively
based on
Earth.
it's based on Earth. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So realistically, it would be about the same size, same population. Jesus fuck. That's I might put him. He might be tied with Shadow, honestly,
I mean, are we
because if
also going to
his.
ignore the fact that he is a time traveler too?
But that's not. That really wasn't.
He still
Is
is a
that his
time
power?
traveler.
He is a time traveler. It isn't just because of the one game where this comes.
He is still canon a time traveler from the future.
Okay.
Like he still needs a Chaos Emerald to time travel, but he's
Oh,
effectively
so
where it comes
that's
from.
actually part of his power. Is if he uses a Chaos Emerald, he can effectively time travel.
Yeah, because no one else outside of Sonic 06 is able to do that.
Yeah. I legitimately thought it was just because of the evil bad guy in that one doing some duplicitous shit. I didn't realize that was actually one of his powers.
Like now it is like it's messy since they never
Oh.
want really use him outside of extended content now,
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Okay.
which sucks. I actually do like him as a
Yeah, I mean,
character.
as much as I as much as I dunk on him, I mean, you can't not dunk on him
No,
because again, if you know, you know, right?
yeah,
So I would realistically say bottom of S tier, maybe. Um, but that's I just yeah, bottom of S tier. Time travel kind of throws a loop in that for sure.
yeah, because
Um,
it shows me noted that in that zombie story, Shadow kind of got screwed over in the writing department where because of a Sega
damn.
mandate, he idiotically runs in and tries to fist fight the zombies,
Oh, come
just to
on.
know that he gets written out like almost right away.
Canonical. Wait, is the Shadow video game on the GameCube canon or no?
Yes.
Canonically, he knows how to use a gun. He would not rush into a zombie apocalypse. That fucker would pull out an AR and load it up incorrectly, as he does in the intro cutscene. Fucking fight me. Anyway, um, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna just place him here. Um,
Yeah,
because
Kingdom
I've
Hearts 3 was
played.
such a
Yeah,
fucking nut show.
yeah. Because I've played 1, 2, 3, and Chain of Memories. Um, I played a little bit of the extended universe games, but I played the main like trilogy. Uh,
You didn't play
Shit's
Dream Drop?
fucking crazy. I played a little bit of Dream Drop. I didn't play all of it.
Fun fact, the Dream Eaters and Dream Drop Distance are dead children.
Damn, it's always dead children.
I know.
Um, but yeah, no, like canonically, Sora is busted, like for real. Um, like it's crazy. It's
It
absolutely
is.
crazy. Keyblade wielders in general are fucking nuts. And the fact that Yen Sid, the fucking sorcerer from Final Fantasy, is a master of the Keyblade. The
He's
fact
not
that
from Final Fantasy.
Mickey, or no, not Final Fantasy, Fantasia.
There
My
you
bad.
go.
Sorry, it just blended in my mind. Like it's crazy. Keyblade wielders overall are pretty OP. Um, just a couple of the things that I know off the top of my head. Um, he's, easily withstood. Like, he was in proximity to Zeta Flare, which is. I'm sorry, I gotta go into this. Because you know the
Donald
whole thing
Duck
about
knows
Zeta
Zeta
Flare.
Flare.
Yes! Donald Duck knows Zeta Flare, one of the most powerful fucking spells in Final fucking Fantasy.
When did he
And this
even learn
motherfucker
that?
can't
Because he
heal
had to
me.
learn it sometime between 2 and 3. Because he forgot all his spells in Chain of Memories.
Absolutely. Like, dude, like, that's why it's so hard to scale Zora, because when you look at Kingdom Hearts objectively, there's so much bullshit that you have to look at. So long story short, we're putting him in S tier just to
Should we
make
just
things
make an
simple.
S plus tier? Because S is getting pretty crowded.
Um, can we do that?
I mean,
Hang
sure
on,
we could.
hang on, hang on. I got an idea. Just oh no, damn it,
He's creeping up.
damn it.
He's slowly creeping back to his bottom where he believes he belongs.
I'm probably going about this a really backhanded way, but this is what my ADHD brain is telling me. Wait a minute.
They got flipped.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Because honestly, I was not actually expecting
Uh,
so many S's.
yeah. I mean, truthfully, I wasn't either. In typical anime faction, yeah, because they do. Is it double S or S plus that they do typically?
It could go either way. It depends
We'll go
on
with
which source you want to work with.
yeah. We'll go with SS. For sure, for sure, for sure. Um, hmm. You know what? For sure. I think he could if he really wanted to. Um, and because he canonically fought a god, for sure. Bobobo. That look a little better.
Yeah, that looks better.
Okay, okay, okay. Art is a process, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the patience. And also you non-gender binaries out there, we love you too. Um,
All right, 3
anyway,
left.
got Springtrap, I
Yep.
think, right? Is
Like
his name?
Springtrap, William Afton, whichever name you want to give him.
So, like, objectively, this is so this is just my limited understanding of the lore, right?
I was
So
not
my
actually expecting him to
understanding,
come out in Dead by Daylight before we actually got to this.
yeah, he was William Afton, who was related to the Fazbear franchise in some shape or form. I can't remember how,
Me neither.
but he was a serial killer who was going after kids in the suit, and the suit locked up on him, and he got trapped inside the Springtrap suit, and now he possessed it.
The
Right?
other ghosts chased him into it, but yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and something about like a element called remnant, which it could be used to somehow create immortality or something in the books. There's just so much fuckery going on here.
But like, it's a guy in a suit at the end of the day, right? Like,
That's somehow alive after all the crap he's been through. Like he's at
like,
Palpatine levels of, and then he returned.
which at the end of the day is commendable, but like,
Like
I don't care what.
how did he survive like all his blood leaving, rotting in there, a building burning down around him twice, and he's
Fuck.
still kicking?
Like, where do we put that? Like, genuinely. Because, like, yeah, his durability is insane, but at the end of the day, he's a guy trapped in an animatronic suit.
And his main
Like,
targets are children, so it's not. So we don't really have like an average person fist fight against him ever happening.
do we just put him in the what the actual fuck tier?
Maybe.
Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, if you're listening to this in the comments, if you could give us some insight, if we ever redo this, if you could give us some insight on something we may be missing. Because I'm not seeing, because reasonably, I do not think he could be any higher than the lowest C tier. Because the thing is, this guy was a psychopathic 8-year-old, right? But if he killed you in the game, he killed you in real life.
You went into a
That's
coma
an
in real
actual
life.
power. Right. That's an actual power, right? That's an actual tangible power. Durability is great, but at the end of the day, you don't have magic, you don't have like any special weaponry. You're in a rusted robotic animatronic suit that you got killed in, right?
Yeah.
So like just another thing in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, if you could give us some more insight on Springtrap, we would appreciate it. But I think we're going to put him in what the actual fuck tier, just because we don't know what else he can do. Um, who's this?
All right, that's the Dungeon Maker from Dungeon Maker, the game with the Genju. So that's the player character you get.
Okay.
So the effective gameplay loop is you're building a dungeon
Right.
to actually lure the creatures into the dungeon. Like you're making it
Right.
suitable for them to want to live there. So you're not placing any
Right.
traps or anything of the sort.
Yeah, yeah.
And then once you effectively get the prey in there, you're hunting the creature.
Oh,
So essentially, in this world,
interesting.
dungeons are actually man-made things with the intent on luring dangerous creatures in there to essentially be used as population control and so on.
Interesting.
So, like the start of the game has you literally hunting a manticore by building a dungeon a manticore wants to live in,
Interesting.
and then you go in there by yourself and hunt it.
That's an odd gameplay loop, but you know what? I respect it. I respect the hustle.
Yeah, all I know
Um,
is that because I'm still going through the game, and all I know is that the story takes some weird turns where you're now actively trying to stop a war between God and demons from happening
okay.
again. So at some point you fight a demon called the Ravenger, whose sole
Okay.
goal is to piss off God enough to essentially cause another holy war. So at some point
Okay.
you kill an actual demon,
Okay. But not a god.
not a god. They actually flat
Okay.
out states that. There's multiple statements
Okay.
throughout the game. It's like, yeah, no, demons in general do not want this to happen because we just last time this happened, we just fucking lost. Like it was like a matter of hours. The world was devastated. There was only like 1,000 people, humans left, and the guy we had to beg for forgiveness, kind of shit.
Okay. So then, realistically, hmm. So where would we rate a demon, and where would we put above that? Because it's not S tier, based on what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Depending on how powerful the demon was, I could see maybe for maybe top of B tier,
Good.
and depending on the demon again, it could be very bottom A tier. But I would feel more comfortable with the top of B tier.
Alright, because I should note that he has magic abilities. He's able to learn spells. So magic
Okay.
is a thing. He's not just going in there with just the sword or whatever you have equipped.
Okay. All right. While I'm doing something, could you just explain the lore on this man? I just got to set up a category here.
Gallywix, the former leader of the goblins, he basically, if capitalism had basically a personification, and then you decide to just make him the worst person imaginable, and then somehow make him worse. Like he gets away with so much fucking shit. Like he tried to capture Thrall, tried to sell off into slavery, and Thrall was like, "You're a good guy. You should be the leader of the goblins."
Do you see why I made that category now?
Yeah, and he was the most recent raid boss in World of Warcraft.
That's crazy.
Yep, and he will fight him in a giant flying head of himself that has guns,
Of course you do.
and we don't even get to kill him.
Damn.
The way he supposedly dies is he gets knocked out of it, and then the head falls on him.
Damn.
We don't see the body, so he could still be alive.
Well, that's a 0 out of 10 boss right there that we don't kill the fucking capitalist goblin.
Yeah.
Seriously, fuck this man. I do not like him. Never have, and I don't think I ever will.
Yeah. I don't know too much about what happens because my subscription ended before the raid release, so I'm kind of in the dark there.
But yeah, there's our list.
Hooray.
Surprising few additions. Is there anyone in particular that you're surprised by, or has this been pretty much what you expected?
Honestly, I was lowballing Plankton.
Yeah, no, like legitimately, like if it wasn't for the fact that we already have this many categories, and I'd have to go through the effort of fucking, doing all that shit again, like absolutely, like Plankton is a fucking menace, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I would love? Like a fan fiction of, right?
What?
Because I would love a fan fiction of where Plankton just gets sent to like all of these different game, media universes, like fucking Elden Ring, World of Warcraft, Monster Rancher, all that shit, right? And I want to see him be a menace in all of these universes. Like, for some reason, just him fighting Radahn in Elden Ring just would warm the cockles of my heart so much.
And a good portion of that is going to be him like panicking through the whole thing while barely managing to scrape by, just because that's him in fashion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be a cool tier list to do as Elden Ring bosses. I would love to do that.
Because I
Um,
have yet to even play Elden Ring.
if you definitely, I'm just gonna say this: if you are worried about trying out a Souls game because you fear that they will be too hard, Elden Ring I think is definitely a great balance of story and like compared to other Souls games from what I've heard, it's not as difficult as other Souls games. Um, it has its moments, um, but I found it to be very enjoyable, very cinematic, and I constantly want to learn about them. And my boy Radahn is so badass. Oh, I love Radahn so much. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's the tier list, guys. So Zealot, at this point, did you want to try to do some randomizer stuff, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, we could probably do a randomizer for a little bit.